Hi guys, how are we doing? I have battles against a guy called the Wkedjester. I'm using stuff, he is using stuff, and that is how it's going to go. So, I think I'm using like the same team that I was using before, and it has Haxorus and Terrakion and four other things, and he has like two dragons, Espeon, he has two dragons, two evolutions, and two steels. So that's actually a nice conglomerate there he has, or a nice collection, should I say, like the Ark, like Noah's Ark, because they all go two by two, of course, and that's kind of what he has going on, so kind of cool there. Anyway, lead off with Jirachi, and he leaves with Espeon. I'm thinking, you know what? He is probably just going to want to set up like screens or set up something or do some kind of status thing that I don't really care about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the X's, as he says, puts up a reflect, and I actually crit him through the reflect. Now I'm not really too sure how pivotal that crit was, like whether I would have killed him with a standard choice banded X's or through reflect normally, but it certainly helps that the thing is dead. It certainly does allow me to have a bit more leeway in this game, so that he can't get his screens up and sort of throw me off track, I guess. So I'm going to go to Jellicent, predicting the bullet punch or something like that. U-turn I can take as well as superpower. Jellicent's just a generally really solid check to Scizor, so I switch it in. I see Ironhead, and Ironhead kind of alerts me to the fact that he potentially could be scarfed, because I mean you wouldn't really see Ironhead being used for anything apart from, you know, the purposes of flinching, as you see with Scarf Jirachi and the like that. So I'm thinking he's scarfed just from that kind of little bit of information that he's using that specific move as opposed to another one. And he brings in Jolteon as I set up an Acid Armor. Kind of premature of me to set up there. Kind of forgot that he did have Jolteon left and kind of directly threatens me, and I need to stop saying kinda. So I go to Mamoswine, predicting the Volt Switch, and at this point I wanted to go for the Earthquake, and it would have been a better move to go for overall, but I was predicting Hydreigon to potentially switch in, which is why I go for the Icicle Crash. Does a little bit to Fortress, doesn't really matter, just get a little bit of recoil on myself, not too, nothing special there, but I'm going to switch into Jirachi here. And as everyone knows, when Jirachi comes in and Jirachi sets up, Jirachi sweeps. So that is exactly what I'm going to attempt to do, especially in this situation here with Jirachi. So I go for a substitute here, and what I thought I did, like I was watching this battle back, and what I thought I did is I thought I went for another substitute, predicting him to Volt Switch to break my sub, because that's kind of what Jolteons tend to do, and it would have been a smart play for him to do that, to break my sub and then go straight out to a physically offensive threat to try and take out Jirachi, but he doesn't do that. He in fact goes for the Shadow Ball, as I actually go for the Calm Mind, so that works out better for me in the long run. I mean, it allows me to get that boost, take Shadow Balls a lot better than I usually would, and also be able to raise my offensive power to you know, threaten that Jolteon out with a Psychic or whatever move I choose to do. Psychic being obviously the one of choice, because Thunderbolt would just heal him with the Volt Absorb. So I'm going to go for another Calm Mind. He actually gets a special defense drop on one of those Shadow Balls, bringing me down to like +1 special defense now as opposed to +2, which isn't too big a deal really. I'm just going to be taking Shadow Balls just as well, even though he was you know, doing that and stuff. So I'm going to go for a third one as he switches to Fortress, and I'm thinking, you know, unless Fortress carries Earthquake, it can't really threaten me too much. So I was thinking he may want to I don't know, wait, I haven't set up rocks, so he wouldn't spin or anything, but I don't know what he was going to do. But bringing Fortress, you know, on Jirachi like this kind of tells me that yes, he probably does have the Earthquake, and he does turn out to have it. It's enough to break my sub. I know it won't kill me or anything, but it's going to do a decent chunk of damage just because it's super effective, and that's how it rolls really. So I'm going to go for the T-Bolt. I know it won't kill it, simply because sturdy, and I actually don't even bring it down to sturdy, so this must be some relatively specially defensively invested Fortress, because that is +3, and usually a +3 special hit should be able to take down any kind of Fori, but this one manages to survive with a pretty generous amount of HP, given, you know, in the sort of high red range, and brings up to yellow after lefties. So I do manage to clean him out with another Thunderbolt. I was kind of afraid of Jolteon coming in, but at that point it really wasn't worth. I guess the Psychic might have taken him out anyway, but I just went for the T-Bolt anyway. I didn't really think he was going to switch. So he brings in Scizor, and it outspeeds my Jirachi, so that basically confirms to me that he is scarfed, and I know that even though, you know, he's pretty powerful with the U-turn and stuff. Just because Jirachi is very, very bulky, I'm going to be able to take the U-turn, and I decide to go for the Thunderbolt, thinking that he might go for a superpower or something, trying to finish me off, but he actually U-turns into Jolteon, which is going to take the Thunderbolt easily, and at this point I'm thinking, you know what, he thinks I'm just going to fodder Jirachi, and the best move for him to go for in that scenario is Volt Switch, so I'm going to predict him to not predict my Mamoswine switch again, go back to Mamoswine, take the Volt Switch very nicely, and at this point I was afraid of, there are a few options here, like, he could have stayed in, which would have meant Stone Edge, he wouldn't have stayed in, but I mean, you know, Volt Switch and stuff, Stone Edge would have hit him, Stone Edge would have hit the Hydreigon, and Stone Edge hits the Scizor. Now, the problem was, I didn't want to go for Icicle Crash in case Scizor came in, and I didn't want to go for Earthquake in case Hydreigon came in. Stone Edge was the nice sort of breathing ground between the two of those options, and it works out because it does like 75% to Scizor on switching. So, what I'm going to do is predict the Iron Head, because that's obviously what he wants to be doing. He is faster, it's super effective, he may get a flinch if not kill me, so I go to my 4 times resistance in Rotom Heat, and I really don't want to overpredict, I just want to clean out the Scizor if I can do, so I go for the the Overheat. I'm not quite sure why I did that overall though, because T-Bolt would have taken him out anyway. I guess the Overheat was better in case he switched into Hydreigon, which he does, and it does a significant amount. Now, interestingly enough, this Hydreigon is carrying Head Smash, which I didn't even know Hydreigon could learn Head Smash, but there you go, it actually pulls it out of the bag. I'm like, wow, Jesus Christ, I'm so glad that I dodged that hit, because, man, that would have hurt me a hell of a lot had I taken a Head Smash. That would have cleaned me out. Would have done a lot to him, just because of the recoil, but he's going to take me out eventually with Head Smash, and probably kill himself from recoil as well, so I do manage to get him paralyzed. He gets power haxed once, and now we're all caught up. I'm just going to hidden power ice again. I just keep smacking him with hidden power ices. My special attack is lowered, so of course it's not going to be doing as much as one would hope, but at this point Head Smash is going to be an easy kill on me. It is also in fact going to be an easy kill on him, because the amount of recoil he takes from cutting my HP down that much is going to be too much for him to bear, and he's going to actually to fall to his own attack, which is always a nice thing to happen. So he's going to go into Scarf Scizor, which is obviously the best thing that he has to utilize right now, and I believe he's going to try and Iron Head flinch me on this turn with the Scarf. Haxorus, you know, he is a man. Tim 1976 plays no games, goes for the Outrage, and is going to clean Scizor out. Now, Outrage was a pretty poor play on my part, simply because I know he has Hydreigon, which is faster than me. He also has Jolteon, which is faster than me, and I'm going to be locked in here on Outrage and unable to switch. But to be honest, really, I don't think I would have switched anyway, just because it's easier for me to get a safe switch into Jolteon with Terrakion now, as opposed to switching it in on a potential Shadow Ball. So, you know, I didn't really need Haxorus particularly. It was outsped by the two main offensive threats on his team, Hydreigon and Jolteon, and really didn't matter too much. So go for the Stone Edge, because it's going to hit Hydreigon if it comes in. It's going to hit that thing, and it's going to take it out because I have a motherfucking Choice Band. Everyone loves Choice Band. Yeah, they do. So, wait a second, his Hydreigon died. Why am I I mean Latios. I meant Latios. Whenever I said Hydreigon, I meant Latios in that little segment there. I'm such a moron. Anyway, Latios comes in. I'm like, Latios, you sir are going to be a pain in the ass unless I manage to just, you know, whittle you down a little bit. So I'm thinking the Ice Shard should be able to take it out from, you know, a decent range. I want to get it as low as I can. So Jellicent's going to come in, smack the Ominous Wind on it, and it's going to go down to around half HP, which does allow me, even after he kills me with a Psyshock here, to go into Mamoswine and clean up the game with an Ice Shard. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, and yeah, die to the Psyshock. Is he Life Orb? I can't even remember. I think he is. So he's kind of doing more damage to himself as well. So kind of racking up Life Orb recoil as well as just doing as much damage as I can with the Ominous Wind there. So going to Mamoswine, and glad I kept this thing. It was very useful as a switch into that Jolteon the entire game, and just very good, Mamoswine. It really is very good. It's an excellent check to lots of things in OU, so that's pretty much why it went up. Very, very good poke. Anyway, I'm going to finish that off with the Ice Shard and take the game there, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was okay, I guess. It was an alright game, and yeah, I'm going to have some other videos probably up at some point. I'll try and get some Minecraft rendered out. I'll try and get some more PO stuff, some more Mario Kart recorded, and I am probably going to be streaming, so I will tell you when that is, and you will find out. So, alright, I will see you guys next time. Leave a like if you enjoy. Don't forget about Tumblr, and that is going to be it. Goodbye.